guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Stephanie, Luna Phoenix Tarot, and today tonight I'm going to do a Divine Masculine reading to follow up from the feminine reading I did, what was it, yesterday? I can't remember. Days are running together lately. Anywho, if you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you're returning, thank you so much for riding this wave with me. And, yeah, thanks for your support. I tried to do this reading earlier, but as I was saying yesterday in the feminine video, I've been feeling the moon's energy really intensely, so I didn't do it on time, which I'm glad I didn't, because I put the cards up and I actually did a pre-shuffle before I turned the camera on, and of course it was super synchronistic, so I wish I would have had the camera on. But what came out was contract, yin and yang, and the angel of balance. Earlier what came out was storm warning, door to romance, and the thinking man, which if you watch the feminine video, the thinking woman came out. In this deck, let me see if I can find the card. Oh, well, there's the door to romance right there. It's number 33. Again, I've been talking about threes. This 1221 energy, the 1212 energy is all resonating with 3. We're in a 3 year, so hopefully you guys can still hear me. My mic just went out. Anyway, where's the other card? Anywho, storm warning was card number 10, and then the thinking man, which one did that one equal out to? Yeah, I mean, it equaled out to 10, but I can't remember the numbers that were on the card. Anywho, what that tells me is it's the end of a cycle. It's the end of the last decade, which is in line with this full moon that we just had. We're moving into an entire new consciousness, and I've been saying the past few videos, it's the energy is just repeating itself. The messages are like almost redundant now. I still haven't figured out some of them and what exactly it means for the collective, or there's something there I haven't figured out yet. But anywho, we have 6, which is also a master number. We have 22, which is a master number. And we have 4 and 8 here with the angel of balance, which breaks down to 12. And actually, I think this came out in my reading that I did for the full moon in Gemini. So this entire spread right here is about things evening out and balancing out, which goes back into the duality consciousness that I was talking about, the dark and the light, the shadows, the yin and yang energy, the masculine and feminine within ourselves balancing out, as well as in the collective. The power struggle is falling away, and that's part of the masculine energy that I was talking about. I feel like a lot of karmic contracts are coming to an end, like for good. And it sounds super repetitive because I feel like I say that in a lot of my readings, you know, karmic cycles ending. But I feel like this is, and y'all don't mind my nails, I feel like this is truly the end of some karmic energy. Could also represent some kind of legal contracts. Yin and yang is counterparts, divine counterparts. It's, you know, duality, everything I just hit on a minute ago, and same with the balance, angel of balance. So And if you didn't watch the feminine video, you might want to go check it out. It's a little long, but it's worth it. Because you don't have to be a male or a female to be in one of these energies. So it may resonate with you. But we all have both energies in us anyway. Which is what I feel is balancing out. We're learning how to be at one with ourselves. And not be codependent on somebody else. And with that, the Ace of Swords just came out. Which is a new beginning by cutting something out. Codependency, like I was just talking about. And codependency is codependency on anything that is outside of you, that you are gaining comfort from, instead of dealing with something. This damn card, I swear, is coming out in every single masculine reading I'm doing. The Father of Swords. I mean, it's coming out in a lot of them anyway. This is an energy that is very cold and calculated, but logical and knowledgeable. Kind of setting your ways. It's a masculine energy. And the owl is wise. So this could be you, masculine, or this could be someone around you that has a masculine energy who is wise, but isn't the softest person to talk to. Daughter of Cups just came out. This also came out last night in the feminine reading. And what I got from this card last night was seeing yourself for the first time. Wow. I just realized that's what it was about. Damn. Oh. This duck is like black and white, but its reflection is colorful, bright, vibrant. And it's like looking down at its reflection. And cups represent emotion. So a lot of you masculines, like the feminine, are seeing yourselves for the first time. I feel like a lot of you masculines are seeing the feminine side of yourself for the first time. And all that means is you're becoming more apt to your emotions. You're learning how to deal with them and actually feel things. A lot of it's a mirrored energy, and that's what I'm getting with 1221. It's a mirrored number. I feel like this energy is fast moving. Like, you'll wake up one day and just kind of see something different about yourself that you never really saw before. Wow. We got the Six of Cups. It came out in reverse, but I think some of these cards are reversed, and I'm not going to take them. The Six of Cups, again, is about balance. And what I get from this is it kind of goes into this Daughter of Cups energy. If you look at the roots, they're colorful, they're vibrant. The tree is gray and dark. So it's like this side of yourself coming to the surface, that you've never seen before. And this energy is helping you balance out all the masculine energy that you have. And to me, masculine energy goes into ego and pride, things like that, things that are outwardly, while feminine energy is more internally. Your emotions, your intuition, the way you feel about yourself, the way you look at yourself compared to how you want people to see you. And as I was talking about in the feminine video, moving into 2020, it's a 4 energy. It's 2020 breaks down to 4, which is all about foundations. And I feel lineage and building a foundation, while learning from the foundation that you come from. I feel like this year was a lot of clearing, in order to build a solid foundation. You can't build a castle on sand. You really can't. I don't know why that just came out. That's not even something I would say. Maybe that makes sense to somebody. We got the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups represents a new beginning, and it could either be love. I don't feel that from here. I don't see a whole lot of like romance here. It can mean that, but what I get here is self-love. As you're learning to look at yourself as a whole, instead of just this either dark or light side of yourself, and you're seeing both sides, and you're learning how to integrate them together, it's almost like you're finding a new appreciation for yourself. And it's like you're gaining some respect for yourself, and it's taking your power back, essentially. We have the sun at the bottom of the deck, and which is beautiful. I think that came out too in the feminine reading. It's like a light is being shown on the shadow energy, the darker energy, so that it can be dealt with and transmuted. If you don't accept that side of yourself, you can't always be all love and light and rainbows, and we all have shadows, whether that's resentment, jealousy, abandonment issues, childhood trauma issues, lack of self-worth, self-respect, whatever that is. That's all darker energy, and it can lead to karmic energy. So when you shine a light on it, you're able to deal with it and use it to either help others, which I feel like some of you do, or use it to push yourself to be the best version of yourself. We also have the Father of Wands here. Which is the King of Wands in traditional tarot. And the King of Wands is someone who is very passionate and action-oriented. This is someone who goes for what they want and doesn't stop. And it's a very fast-moving... There's a lot of fast-moving energy. I feel like a lot of you, this is going to happen overnight. Literally. This 22 is really standing out to me. Which also breaks down to 4. But I feel like December 21st is going to be significant, but 12/22 will be significant for somebody. And I don't expect an energy shift to happen on 12/21. I don't know, this full moon energy felt like it shifted overnight, but it's going to be residual, so anyway, let's see. Just going to look and see what to expect in 2020. This energy is pretty much in line with the feminine, and as it should be, because we're moving into a united energy. So if the reading was super different, I'd kind of question the messages I'm getting. But we have Fork in the Road, and it's card number 13, which also breaks down to 4. But that's pretty self-explanatory. You have a choice, just like the feminine has a choice. And when I say feminine and masculine, I'm not even just talking about people. This is energy, so it might be a little too deep. It gets deeper than that. It's a whole collective of energy. So you can either choose to repeat timelines and keep repeating the same loop over and over again. And I feel like that's why this serpent is around this sword, because 8 represents looping. It represents abundance as well, but the serpent represents transformation and death and rebirth. So you have an option here. You can either go through a death and a rebirth, or you can keep blocking out things that you don't want to deal with and keep looping around in the same cycle over and over and over for the next decade. Come out? No fucking way. 40 is on this card, which is 4 again. So the I've talked about the patriarchy falling and all paradigms of masculine energy being in power kind of being broken down, because feminine energy is rising to balance out, obviously. But the masculine has also been suppressed throughout time. There's been a constant imbalance in our consciousness. Either the feminine is too high, or the masculine is too high, and it's this card says co-create. This is a unity card. This is coming together. It's an owl and a cheetah. polar opposites. And it's coming together to create life. And not even just like having a child or something like that. It's going into business with somebody to create something that fills you. There's also an egg here. An egg represents fertility and birth. Oh my God. Again, in the feminine reading, I talked about birth energy and how myself, as well as others, were experiencing like phantom pregnancy symptoms without being pregnant. So some of you masculines may be feeling that, whether you're a male or a female. You may be feeling what would be considered a pregnancy symptom, fatigue, like rumbling in your stomach, but it's not gas. Emotional for no reason. Weight gain, swelling, stuff like that. It's interesting. As I'm taking a deep breath, breathe came out. 29 breaks down to 4. Look, I can't be making all this shit up now. No, it don't. It breaks down to 11. I'm crazy. I was about to say it was still 11. Anyway, I'm not going to count the numbers no more. It's time to breathe. I feel like there's a lot of anxious energy, and I do feel like that's the moon. I've been catching myself holding my breath today. As I look at my timer, it's 22 minutes. Lord. This one wanted to jump out. No Place Like Home came out. You know, it's funny. Earlier today, I heard True North, and I had no idea what it meant. This is True North. There's no place like home. This either could be a physical home, but what I feel like this is coming home, like that feeling of being at home. Let me get some more cards out. I feel like you masculines are really quiet. If you watched my feminine video, I was all over the place. I don't really have a whole lot of words. And yesterday I couldn't shut up. What's coming in for the masculine in 2020? What should they look out for and be aware of? What's coming in for the masculine in 2020? Oh my God. Y'all, somebody go buy me a tin hat right now. I'm losing my mind. Okay. We have the Fool, the Hangman, the Lovers, and the Fool. The Hangman is a spiritual awakening. It's seeing things in a new perspective. It's taking a step back and looking at things differently. The Lovers is a soulmate, divine counterpart, twin flame card. And then the Fool is taking a leap of faith into something new. I always get a warning with the Fool card, though, because in the card, he's like looking up and he's about to walk off this cliff. So I feel like it's a warning to pay attention to where you're moving forward to. I feel like this awakening has been brought on by this connection, and it's essentially what's leading you into this new beginning. What can the masculine expect before the end of 2019? Around 12/21/2019. That's too many. What can they expect toward the end of 2019? December 21st. My God. We have the Queen of Swords at the bottom, which the King of Swords came out earlier, which is divine counterparts. But the Queen of Swords is a female energy who is kind of like the King, just very straightforward, no fluff type of queen. We have Judgment here. This has been in almost every single reading I've done for the past 3 weeks. It's like Judgment Day is here. And that's why I feel like December 21st is going to be a significant day for the collective, because the mirrored energy is closing out. And if you're not on that wave, if you have not made the shift to move forward in one direction, and you're choosing to kind of stay in old ways, then you're going to get left behind. Some of you may want to be left behind, but you have a choice. And again, I don't feel like it's going to happen overnight. I don't know, because I would have never expected to go through what I went through the other day. Literally in one day. And then we also have the Empress here, which again is new life. It could mean somebody's pregnant. I don't feel that. This goes into those phantom pregnancies symptoms that I was talking about, the egg and that co-create card. This is birthing new life into yourself, birthing new life into your connections with people, into your life. This is new life. Ugh, makes me want to cry. And I've been seeing the Tree of Life all day. So I don't know if someone will resonate with that, but all day I've been seeing the Tree of Life. And 4 has been everywhere all day. All day. I've been seeing other numbers like 7 and 717, stuff like that, but I haven't really been seeing 4. And also, I feel like messages are coming through in music, and I said this in the feminine reading. But some craziness happened today with Bruno Mars. I don't know if somebody's listening to Bruno Mars, but That's going to resonate with somebody. But messages are coming through in music. You're hearing music. And it could either be your divine counterpart talking to you or your higher consciousness talking to you. And you should pay attention to what it's saying. What else is coming in on 12/21? For the divine masculine. What else is coming in on 12/21? I swear I just felt the card come out. Anything else coming out? I got the sun again. And we have death at the bottom of the deck. Death and rebirth. Holy shit. Oh my god. This entire spread is major arcana. I'm like speechless right now. And there's 7 cards here. I think there's what? I can't remember how many major arcana are. 12? 13? Something like that. Every single card. Oh my god. I almost want to clarify to see what else comes out. Oh my god. I don't think I've ever done a reading with nothing but major arcana come out. What that means is this is a fated time. This is a destined time. Fate is something that's inevitable. It's already fated. The universe, it's gonna happen. Basically, you don't have a choice in it. Destiny, you have a choice in. You can change your destiny, but you can't change fate. So sometimes you may go through things that are really difficult, and I feel like as a collective, this entire year has been extremely difficult to navigate. But if you're at this point right now and you're watching this, or this is resonating with you, or you're on this wave, you've heard the messages, and it's like you're finally letting go of that fear, whatever fear it is, to move forward in a completely new direction. Any other messages? The divine masculine. Fucking way. Okay, I need to stop tripping out. I don't know why I'm getting surprised. The Hierophant came out. The Hierophant is somebody who is wise. And as I'm looking at my little Buddha pendant over here, but the Hierophant is a spiritual teacher. This is someone who's lived a life of pain and difficulty in order to be wise. Their experiences Normally, I would feel like the Hierophant is somebody that you would look up to. Going to somebody as a spiritual advisor, or you're moving into a space of being a spiritual advisor or something like that. But what I'm getting is you have lived a life to where you've become your own spiritual guide. Your experiences have taught you to be wise, and you're listening. Any other messages for the Divine Masculine? I'm not going to take that. Ace of Swords again. This is moving forward by cutting things out, as I said at the beginning of this reading. I do want to see what progress the Divine Masculine has made over 2019. Okay, sorry about that, guys. My phone died right as I was pulling out the shadow cards. So, with that being said, I don't know if somebody minds if I talk a little bit about something, but there are energies out there that are going to try to keep you from ascending and keep you from getting out of a lower vibrational energy and moving into your power. And I feel this for the masculine. I felt this before for the feminine, but right now I feel it for the masculine. And it's, I mean, obviously, phones die. They need to be charged. But I'm pulling out the shadow cards so that we can heal. So, what I'm saying is, pay attention to the shadow side of yourself. And I'm hearing, this is going to sound really weird, feed it, but don't let it consume you. That sounds weird, I know, but I guess it just goes back into what I'm saying about learning to deal with the shadowy aspects of yourself, but not to let them have a power over you. What shadows has the Divine Masculine overcome in 2019? No, won't come out. We have fixated. This card is like an obsessive energy to me. It's an energy of doing whatever. We're going to try this again. My phone died again. Anyway. As I was waiting for it to charge back up, I'm looking at this fixated energy, and what I was saying is it's an energy of doing whatever it takes to get something. But it's unhealthy. And this is a feminine energy, so it could be you moving through a feminine energy, or it could be involving feminine energy, but it's unhealthy. And I was also looking at the Ace of Swords, which, as I stated, was cutting something out. But what you're cutting out is this fixated energy. You're cutting out these behaviors, these thought patterns, these numbing behaviors. And obsessive thoughts and what other shadows has the Divine Masculine overcome in 2019? Dependent. Huh. Dependency and codependency is huge right now, collectively. For both feminine and masculine energies. If you haven't looked into codependency, look into it, because it's deeper than what you would think it means, or what it represents, or what it can tell you about yourself. And it goes back into the programming that we have as humans, going back hundreds and thousands of years. But oh man, I'm so excited right now. I feel like I can breathe. I feel like once this shift hits, it's like you'll be able to breathe. It's like you're cutting out dependency and toxicity. I mean, and that's been clarified twice with this Ace of Swords. And because you're doing that, you're able to move forward freely. Free is what I'm hearing. Like, just free. What other shadows has the Divine Masculine overcome in 2019? Lust just came out, but I wasn't going to take it. But that probably is part of this dependent or fixated energy, is an addiction to sex, or the fantasy of it. Okay, I don't want to come out. Walking away came out. And secretive is at the bottom of the deck. So the masculine energy is the runner energy. It's the energy that, out of fear, runs. So you're overcoming that fear to abandon, like to abort mission. And you're working through things even when they're difficult, instead of taking off. It's kind of like facing and owning up to shit, and just facing it and dealing with it and figuring out how to move past it. It all goes into seeing yourself for the first time. I keep hearing that. Okay, I feel like I'm dragging this reading out, so I'm just going to pull some guidance. This is intense energy, though. Oh, okay. Something just came to me as I'm doing this. So the Empress, this represents the mother energy too. So I feel like a lot of you are working out issues with a mother energy. Somebody who either is a mom or you look at as a mom. Let's see. I have like no space. Part of your guidance is the full moon in Virgo. You are good enough. You know what's funny? As I was talking about that mother energy, the new moon in Virgo card was at the bottom of the deck. And it stood out to me because of this wreath around her head. It reminds me of a mother energy for some reason. Maybe because of the Empress card. Some of you don't feel worthy. And it's because of a connection that you have with somebody who is like a mother to you. And I feel like it stems back to childhood, and that's why you're mending this relationship with this person who is like a mother. Because at one point in time you felt like you weren't good enough for them, which led you to feel not good enough for other people. It's basically a card. I was trying to see if anything stuck out to me. It's basically a card of knowing that you're good enough. Like, duh. But not worrying about how other people feel about you, because your cup is full. And it doesn't matter how they feel or how they see you. We have Hold Your Vision, Fixed Moon. This is a card about being headstrong and steady. And keeping your momentum going. You may be getting hit as you're trying to ascend, because again, these lower vibrational energies don't want you to grow. So they're going to try and keep you down with them. So the more that your vibration rises, the more attacks you'll get. I look at them as tests to see how much I've learned. So every time a situation kind of loops back around, I look to see what I've learned, what I still need to work on, things like that. So take these things as lessons, but keep your vision, tunnel vision. I feel like a lot of you masculines need to be in tunnel vision right now and not distracted. I feel like that's why I'm so quiet. My energy is very quiet. and almost like super focused. And I swear, if you watch any of my last couple videos, I sound like I'm losing my mind and I'm drunk on there because I can't get my thoughts out. But this is a very quiet, not calculating. Calculating always sounds manipulative to me. It's a very focused, just focused. Anyway. This one keeps standing out. This has come out twice now, to breathe out. And again, I feel like I cannot take a deep breath. I feel like I'm holding my breath. So, I feel like you guys have been through the chaos. Whereas, like, the feminine energy is kind of, it's coming in fast right now. I feel like the masculine energy has kind of been in the chaos, and now it's kind of like calming down, and you're able to breathe and focus and realign yourself, and that's why it's becoming so important for this energy shift. I want to pull more cards, but I'm dragging this out, so... And we have nothing as yet set in stone. This basically means that things can go either way. And it's all depending on how you move. So, I'm going to leave that. I do want to pull another card, though. This energy is heavy. I feel like a lot of the masculines are still kind of coming out of the dark night of the soul, still there, but starting to see the light, the other side of it. Man, there's a song. Those who know me and know me for real know that Metallica is one of my favorite bands. I can listen to them all day. It's annoying how much I listen to them. But there's a song that I kept playing the other day, and I don't know why. I love the song, but I haven't listened to it in a while. And I had it on repeat, actually. And it gave me massive chills. And now I know why. It's a No Leaf Clover. If you haven't heard it, go listen to it. If this is resonating, because if it's not, then yeah. But there's a part in that song where it says basically that the light at the end of the tunnel was a freight train. And I don't know why, if that's why I feel so anxious and like I can't talk or catch my breath. But it's... I don't really want to talk about my experience today, but maybe I'll talk about it later. But a lot of you are narrowly escaping a loop, and like a metaphorical, I would call it death, but death to me represents rebirth. But it's like you're barely missing that freight train, like you're the last one at the party, and you catch it. And you, it's... I didn't know why that song kept standing out to me. because it's a stuck feeling. It's almost like, not a pity party, but like, damn, like, the light was supposed to be the light, but it's just a big ass freight train. And this energy is very heavy. Almost like you felt like you weren't going to get out of it. Oh, shit. Which I personally relate to, but it feels, oh man, it's heavy. Do we have any messages for the Divine Masculine? And it probably feels so heavy and intense because it is faded and it's happening fast. And as I just looked at my time, it was 17:17, which for one thing breaks down to 8, which is, like I said earlier, looping. So a lot of you are narrowly escaping the loop, the reloop of the next decade of your life being in the same bullshit. Or good, if you've been, having good the past 10 years. But I don't feel that. I feel like the collective has been through a lot of shit the past 10 years. And if you didn't watch my reading about 1212 or the twin flames, the feminine, 17 is significant to me because 717 to me represents a mirrored energy within yourself and within partnerships. 7 relates to the 7th house, which is all about enemies, friends, family, romantic partners. But then it's split in half with a 1, which is you. So that's what this entire reading is about. Any messages for the Divine Masculine? And you can actually resonate with both the Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine reading because, again, we have both of those energies, right? So patience just came out, so you do need to be patient with yourself, I feel. Soulmate just came out. Both of these cards break down to 5, which I literally was just talking about. 5 represents divine change, fast change. It also represents lack mindset, poverty mindset, feeling left out, feeling unworthy, feeling abandoned, this. Some of you will be meeting a soulmate. Yeah, for sure. Some of you will. And this card is 28, so we have 5, 5, and 10. Some of you lost someone. Some of you lost your soulmate. And you're learning to be okay with loving somebody else. And by lost, I mean passed away. This is someone who's not physically present. And it's like you're having to be patient with yourself. Any other messages for the Divine Masculine? other messages for the Divine Masculine? Wow, another 5. You can't make that shit up, man. This entire reading is blowing my mind. I thought yesterday's reading blew my mind even worse. Sadness. 5 represents sadness. This is a current energy I'm feeling. This is, man, I did not want this reading to be this long. But obviously the masculine is in some heavy shit right now. I need some damn guidance again. Jeez. What guidance do we have for the Divine Masculine? It makes sense, though, that the energy is heavy, because that's what the dark night of the soul is like. It's very, very heavy. And when you're mirroring yourself and finding things out about yourself and your pain, and you're revisiting stuff that you haven't dealt with in a long time, it's heavy. And it's happening fast. So, man. We have worked through your fears, new moon in Scorpio, and then we have a fiery climax approaches, full moon in Aries. And we have the full moon in Leo. Don't let pride get in your way. Work through your fears is self-explanatory. It's kind of taking a deep breath in, pulling back your shoulders, and walking head on into things that scare you so that you can break through them. It's like you kind of have to be harsh about it now. Like, it's not time to slowly move through fears. You got to do it now. And that's why I feel like this fiery climax is here. Like, it's time. Yeah, time's up. Here's breathe out again. But anyway, pride, I mean, that's a very masculine energy. So just be mindful not to let pride get back in your way, and to keep you from moving in that new direction. And pride can also be a fear. They actually are similar, almost one and the same energies. So, anyway, I'm going to leave that with you guys before I have a 5-hour long reading. If this resonates, drop a comment below. Let me know. If you like the video, like it, subscribe. Yeah, take care.